What's up, YouTube? So in this video, we're going to continue the essence farm on the Satyr. However, now we're going to take a look at what are the best ways to get runes in the game. So I'm going to be using some of the rates that I've already measured, and I'm going to be testing a few different things. So the first thing we're going to do is test tower runs. Then we're going to go and try out some Verge runs, but we're only going to get 750 points because VK himself came into my comments and mentioned that doing 750 points is a good strat. So we'll try that out, see how it pans out, and then we're gonna put that up against challenge dungeons. So I'm gonna try these all out for 1 hour. We'll get the rates, we'll get how much scrap, how much dust, how many Legos, all that stuff, and then we'll put them up against each other at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's begin. So now what I'm gonna be doing is basically just going as far as I can on one run. I'm gonna try to clear this bottom part every single time, and then whenever I run out, come back, turn in, and then I'm going to leave the instance and come back so that it will respawn everything, and so that I can guarantee that I get another boss, because I want to be killing as many bosses as possible, and we'll see how this goes. So let's get this thing going. Real quick before we move on with the video, I just want to mention that over 70% of you watching are not subscribed. So if you want to see more content like this, or if you enjoy the video, please make sure to subscribe down below. And make sure to give the video a like. Yeah, I forgot to mention my mail is also empty, because I'm probably going to be getting some stuff in the mail while we're doing this. Right, our time has just run out for the first time. And my inventory is also full right at the same time, so good timing. So let's empty this, make sure we pick up everything, empty again, and then like I said, I'm going to leave and then re-enter to get a new instance. Especially if I don't see any ancient elites or anything, it's not really going to be worth it to keep going back in. Now I am trying to run through this a little quick, but not doing this for points, so I'm not going to be just absolutely hammering through and not picking up a lot of things, but so I'm going to try and pick up most of everything. Ooh, double yellow. It's basically an ancient. It's interesting, I really have not seen an ancient elite in 10 minutes. Weird, still no ancient elites. Usually you see one. I've seen none. There's a lot of elites down here this time. That's crazy. I wonder if I get a single rune out of all of that though. Doesn't look like it. There we go, an ancient elite. Give me something nice. Some head.
What?
I don't think I've gotten a single rune so far. I've only seen one ancient elite. So it's not looking good, bruv. That's why we do this for an hour. So we can get a larger sample size. Because who knows, maybe the last 20 minutes we'll see 4. Oh, there's our first blue rune. Finally, another ancient. And nothing. Well, nice, we got a legendary crest. Let's go. Alright, I'm actually gonna switch up the tower just to get this chest as well. A Lego. Inventory's full though. Let's go one more. Come on, what do I get? Nothing. What's going on with these ancients, man? Right, there's another turn in. Another full inventory, of course. I don't want to check yet. But I think we're still only at 1 rune, and it's been 40 minutes, so not even some good. Ooh, there's a gray one. Gray one in the mail. Take that. That's why I checked to see if my mail was empty at the start. Okay, we got 1 Lego, but I'm not going to count that. Nice, another Lego. Oh, another gray rune. We take those. See, that's why it's nice to have hour-long sample sizes, because in the past 10 minutes I got 2 runes. In the first, like, 30 I got none. Alright, we're coming up on the last 10 seconds. Probably gonna be the last elite kills over here. See if there's an ancient, and there isn't. So, right there, that's all she wrote. So once I get these shards, I'll turn everything in. Do one final salvage with Mr. Steelwright. And then I'll get back to you with the numbers. So we were actually able to get 3 gray runes, 1 blue rune, 1,700 scrap, 87 dust, only 65,000 gold in this hour. But what sucks is we only got 6 Legos. I say sucks because this ranks second to worst on what we've tried so far out of the 5 things we've tried. If you want to see all those numbers, I posted them all on my Discord. Otherwise, you can watch the videos on those, which I'll have linked below. But I did get more runes than everything except for Verge 1k point runs. So, on that note, we're going to transition to the next thing, and that is the Verge again, because we're going to be doing 750 point runs. Right. So before we start, of course, we've got the empty inventory. This is a transfer essence, can't get rid of it. Look at the runes, look at the scrap, look at the dust, look at the gold. And then also, I am starting with 4 abyssal essence and 4 monstrous essence, just to put it out there. And I want to show you a little secret, a little Easter egg kind of thing, if you will. You used to be able to put these in your stash, but now you can't, and every time you just hover over it, this message pops up. I used to have 10 in here, but then at one time I accidentally clicked on it, and it took 5 out because I had 5 in my inventory. So I gotta make sure I don't ever click on that, because I have a legacy account now. Just thought it'd be cool to share. Alright, so I waited for it to switch over to Frozen Tundra, just because you can basically get a full hour at this place. So let's begin. Already. What is this, a familiar contract? Hey, shout out VK. I put it in the other Abyssal Verge video, but VK also has a video explaining when you can get familiar contracts, so that will also be linked in the description. 55 seconds. That's part of why this is so good. Got a Lego on this one, and we've got 10 Abyssal Essence. Another Lego and a Gray Rune. I missed the recording on it, but I did not get an Abyssal Essence on that last run. At 756 points. But here's 10 Monstrous Essence. No Lego. Well, I get Abyssal Essence and a Lego on the next one, so whatever. Printing out the Legos today. What's going on? Here's another 750. No Abyssal Essence. Damn, we're at 7. What is my luck? Another 750 without an essence. Oh, what the heck? Another one? What's going on? Alright, there is 10 more Abyssal Essence. You get a Lego and a blue rune. Not bad. Oh, and we have 10 Monstrous Essence. Another Lego. I've kind of gotten a lot of Legos. 11? My luck is crazy compared to when I did 1k point runs. What's going on with this? Am I missing something? This is eating into the overall profit or the overall effectiveness of this. I think that's 4 times now that I didn't get a single essence. Alright, so that is another 10 monstrous essence. And then the next run, if we get abyssal essence, that'll also be 10 abyssal essence. And that'll be the last time we get that in this hour. So we've only got like 4 minutes left. Ooh, there's a Lego right at 750. And then this is going to be the last 10 abyssal essence. Come on, give me something good. Gray rune. Alright, that is the final run. I've only got 20 seconds left by the time I load in. So we'll just go ahead and stop the timer right there. Turn in, or I guess salvage the last little thing we've got, and then I'll get back to you with the numbers. Alright, so looking at the drops that I've gotten, I think I was incredibly lucky when it comes to legendaries because I got 14 legendary items. And when I did this with 1k point runs, I only got 8. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is 14 Legos an hour. I'm going to say this is maximum luck. So I'll have to just redo my ranges. So maybe it's like 11 plus or minus 3. Because at least when I did the 1k point runs, I got pretty unlucky with the monstrous essence drops and everything. So that's pretty cool. Now, when it comes to the runes, same thing as everything else. 1 blue rune, 3 gray runes. So 4 runes in total. That's the number we really care about, is 4 in total. And then when it comes to scrap, I got 1,500 scrap, 63 dust, 100,000 gold. So it makes sense that it's a little bit less scrap, dust, gold than 1k point runs because, you know, you get that extra bonus chest once you hit 1,000 points, which adds a little bit, and of course it's a little bit more monster kills. And then also, while I was doing this, I didn't get abyssal essence on 4 or 5 runs, surprisingly. I don't know if I did something wrong or if it is really just like it's only like a 90% chance that you get abyssal essence. But even with those extra 4 or 5 in this hour, it wouldn't have done anything for me. It basically just evened it out because I started with 4. But now we're going to check one final thing, and that's going to be challenge dungeons. And the reason I'm coming to my stash is because I have an extra rune in here that just gets messed up whenever I change my loadouts. So I personally have gotten over 12 legendary runes from dungeons. I'm pretty sure it's all challenge dungeons. I can't even remember the timeline of when challenge dungeons came out and when legendary runes were out, whatever. But I got all of these. Everything that you see, all of my legendary runes are from dungeons. Now, I did get an OTH from Rayek one time, but I sold it. However, I will say that dungeons are the GOAT. Because not only are you going to get rune drops, you're going to get Legos, you're going to get your set items, you get your scrap, you get everything. Like, dungeons are the best thing to do. We're going to do those for 1 hour, look at exactly how many rune drops we get, look at all the other stuff, tally it up, stack it up against the rest of the strategies, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so before we start, again, we'll just take a look at the rune page, how much scrap, dust, gold we've got, empty inventory, and of course, I'm still going to be using Vanquisher. I'm not really too pressed about doing the most damage in the dungeon, and I'll still be doing a lot of damage like this. So, let's bring over the timer, click and give it a little reset, and let's begin. Oh, would you look at that? Ooh, what the hell? What is this YouTuber look? That's crazy. So, I've seen a lot of people talking about whether or not you should kill the butcher whenever he shows up. I think it's pretty much always worth it just because he can drop a Lego. So, there's a gray rune already. I had to take a little bit of a break, but we are gonna get right back at it. Damn. These S-Class ones are money. Absolute money. It's usually where you'll get all your rune drops. Ancient Elite, we get nothing. What about the yellow? Nothing. Ooh, gray rune. Oh, I got my desired set again. Let's see what it is. Okay, dude, this is crazy. It's only a yellow slot, but what's going on? Okay, literally the next one, I get it from this guy. Okay. That would have been crazy if it was another triple stat. Very rude. Alrighty, so that is the end of the 1 hour dungeon session. A little bit early, but nothing you can do about it. I will say I would have gotten a lot more if I did this with people. I just did this completely solo, so I had some bad groups sometimes. I was sitting here waiting for a long time, trying to get a match, whatever. But I'll tally everything up, and then we'll see what we've got. So during this 1 hour of challenge dungeons, I was able to acquire 1 legendary item, 13 set items. There's only 12 here, but it's because I also got these gloves that I'm wearing. I swapped them out for what I was wearing prior. I actually got 4 gray runes. So it doesn't necessarily matter what color the rune you're getting. It's more about you got to drop. So every single thing I've tried has been 4 per hour, 4 drops. And then when it comes to scrap, I got 875, 68 dust, about 100k gold. So this is kind of why, in my opinion, it's so good, because you can get every single type of material that you want in the game. Now, again, I was doing this solo, just finding random parties, but if you do this with a group, it will be much faster. You'll get a lot more dungeons done in an hour. So you can get upwards of 6 runes per hour. I know yesterday I didn't time it, but I was doing this with a group, bunch of good tunes, and we were definitely pushing 6-7 runes per hour. I was getting them very, very frequently because we were completing so many dungeons. So going on to ranking all these methods, I'm going to give you all of the raw information, all the raw numbers, but I'm going to kind of give you a biased answer. So I think the best way is to do challenge dungeons. Then it's going to be an almost tie between 750 point verge runs and 1000 point verge runs. So now I'm going to do a little bit of math, so stay with me. So the time to complete a 1000 point verge run is about 2 minutes, 120 seconds. So per hour, you're getting 30 runs. And that turns into 30 abyssal essence per hour. Now, the time to complete a 750 point verge run is about 90 seconds. And this is, both of these times are including like load time, clicking on react to salvage or to turn in, whatever. So this is averages. So per hour, on average, you're getting 40 runs. However, from my own experience today, it was about a 90% chance that you get an abyssal essence when you do 750 point runs. So this kind of cuts into how many you get per hour. So you don't get 40 abyssal essence per hour, you only get 35. But, this is averages, so, if you're on like Ashworld Cemetery and you can complete these runs in like 40 seconds based on those elite spawns, you know what I'm talking about, then you might be able to get a little bit more. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, do this one, yes, 100%, but it is a little bit better doing 750 point runs. However, if you also want to be getting the scrap and everything, then you might as well just stick to doing 1000 point runs. And then below all of those, I'm going to put tower runs at number 4. And so these all were giving me 4 runes, but when you look at everything else, I think this is the way to go with the rankings. Especially because the more verge runs you do, more than an hour, then it becomes better. And then it's also a lot less RNG in terms of rune drops when you're doing verge, because you get the guaranteed one with the abyssal essence. So like I said, this is a somewhat biased ranking, but you have all the raw numbers, you have all the information, so do with it as you will. I'll always be telling people to do challenge dungeons for their runes. So now if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. As well, you can join the channel for 99 cents, and I'll feature you at the end of every single video. More on that in the description. As well, please join my Discord. I've got a bunch of information about the game, and I'm even putting all of the numbers from every single farm that I've done here on there. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, any questions you have about anything to do with the game, please leave those in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. Peace.